Good to be gone. Good to be gone. When you're gone, I'm gone too. When you're done, I'm in love. Doobie doobie doobie. Gonna talk to you. Gonna make you understand. I'm gonna miss you when you're gone. Doobie doobie doobie.
Good to be gone.
Good to be gone.
Good to be gone.
I'm gonna thank you when I'm gone. Oh, darling, if you're gone, I'll find you. Mary,
Good to be gone.
honey, honey, when you're there, I'll sit, and I'll stare at you, Cherry.
Good to be gone.
You're thinking about yesteryear, about two big bonds, doobie. You're the only one I want.
Good to be gone.
Good to be.
Good to be gone.
Good to be.
Good to be gone.
I'm gonna miss you.
Good to be gone.
When you're gone.
Good to be gone.
Good to be.
Good to be gone.
Good to be gone.
Good to be gone.
Doobie doobie doobie.
Good to be gone.
Good to be born.
Good to be gone.
Doobie doobie doobie.
Good to be gone.
Good to be born.
Good to be gone.
Doobie doobie doobie.
Good to be gone.
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 Doobie doobie doobie.
Good to be gone.
Good to be. Oh. Good to be gone.
You're listening to our favorite station. Don't change that channel.
You'll never ever catch the beginning of the show, and we can allude to awesome things that happened at the beginning of the show, and we can always be like, yeah, if you're just joining us, you missed a fantastic first hour when we had, President Obama. President Obama paid us a visit to stop by. Whatever.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan was here, the Incredible Hulk, and all the Avengers to wish us a happy 30th anniversary. So yeah.
That's great.
I think we should always try to remember, and it's especially more important for you than me, even, because you do lead-ins and lead-outs and stuff like that.
You're now joining the Syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show, already in progress.
All right, before we go, Dennis, I wanted to get to this at the very beginning, but I wasn't really sure how to bring it up. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news for you. What would you prefer I gave you first, the good news or the bad news?
The good news.
Okay. Well, first of all, are you sure you want to know? Because I'll give you the opportunity to back out right now.
Well, I thought I wanted to know. Maybe I should start off with the bad news.
Well, I'll tell you, it's two extremes. They're two extremes. So no matter how good the good is, unfortunately, the bad is much worse. But maybe you want to start out. Will you decide which end of the spectrum you want to start at?
Well, that's fine. The bad news.
I'll tell you what. I do want you to know this because I think in the long run it's going to help you. But frankly, in all honesty, I know you too well, and I admire you, and I respect you too much to be the one to have to break this to you. So why don't I get somebody else to deliver this very disturbing message?
We'll be right back.
This episode brought to you by the Happy Ending Massage Parlor, where every finish is a good, clean finish. Take it from me. You know, Happy Ending has been one of our sponsors here for a long time, and I don't know that they've ever actually paid us any money, have they? I think we still owe them. We still have a balance. That's why we're so happy to tell you guys that this whole half hour is going to be brought to you by the very Happy Ending Massage Salon.
It's actually going to be the whole 60 minutes.
The whole hour. It's a sponsor fest, Happy Ending Massage Salon-a-thon, and we will be drumming up business all day and until 6:30. You're going to have to be finished at 6:30 because they have a special appointment from 6:30 till 8 o'clock. That's when everybody needs to be gone out of the salon.
They're ready to handle extra people right away.
They can handle just about anybody that comes along. Extremely tall people with extremely big feet, sometimes do have to pay a surcharge.
She said something about coming. I just thought she meant stop by whenever.
Happy Ending Massage Parlor, where every finish is a good, clean finish.
This is the Syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, folks, we are so lucky to have calling in for us now one of our longtime guests, a longtime listener, longtime caller. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him. The Reverend Percival P. Krebs. He's out on the campaign trail. He's promised to give us updates. Everybody knows he's announced his campaign, his candidacy for presidency, and he's going to be the next president if the Syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show has anything to say about it. Percival, are you there? Can you hear me?
Mickey, I do want to take a minute and thank you, Mickey Moore, for having me on to your show. That's right. I have the privilege to be the official candidate of the Syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
No, thank you. I know how busy you are, sir, and I really appreciate your taking the time. Our listeners appreciate your ability to come in and call in and update us with what's going on.
And it's my pleasure to represent such an upstanding program. And enough said.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'll be the first black president that never mind about that other guy. That's like first black president. That's like calling an empty glass half full. Just ain't the way it is. Percival P. Krebs has been up and down the ladder. I mean, I might not have been to some fancy college, but I tell you what, I'm what they call a Rhodes Scholar. I've seen it from the top to the bottom. I know what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I do. And I'm not afraid to share that with you because I know. A little apple pie will go a long way, if you know what I mean. Now, my mother, she always told me she named me Percival P for a reason. Because one day when I become president, they would have to call me President PP. That's right. You know, I'm here to speak for the people, and I always have been. Because when you speak to Percival P, you will know one thing, that you are speaking to a person. That's right. Because Percival P was born a person, he's been a person his whole life, and that gives us something in common. Because each of you are a person also. See, we're all in this together, folks. That's why Percival P is running for the president. I've announced it. I've presented it, and now it's time. There's no turning back at this point. So right away, we're going to begin to set our agenda. I think is a fancy word they use for it. Me, I just call it my list. I have a list of things, and I wake up and I check my list, and I work on those things. But here in the big high office, we call that an agenda. So that's what we'll do. We'll set an agenda, and I would say one of the top things at the top of my agenda will be controlling everything.
Exactly.
Exactly, and that's what this country needs, more control from the right people. And now, if I could get you to take it down to a personal level, if you could relate to our listeners just a couple of the items that you think are most important, a few of the issues that you feel are really going to change this country for the better under your leadership.
When I become president, I'll tell you what, that's right. The first thing that I will do is eliminate race. There will be no more race. In fact, there will be no more white people. We're all going to have to become black people. That's right. No more Mexicans and no more Latin folk to worry about, because we're all just going to be one people, black people. And that's okay, because everyone can use a little tan. Mm-hmm. And I'm already black, so it seems like a good place to start. So, and then for the homosexuals, there will be no more homosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because we're all going to have to become homosexuals. And that's just the only way to do it. Until everybody's a homosexual, there's no equality. If you want to be a woman, and you already are a woman, you're going to have to become a man and then have a sex change. That's right. You're going to have to be a transvestite man. And then you can be a woman again. That's just the way it is. It seems like a crazy world, but government...
Reverend, I know you're so busy out there campaigning, knocking on doors, kissing the baby.
This is the Syndicated Mickey Moore Variety Show.
Yeah, Dennis, I don't know if you realize that I spend 30 minutes every other week, every other Friday, that every other third Friday that ends on or before the 14th and the 17th, I spend 30 minutes through my volunteer program.
30 minutes.
Yeah, well, 30 minutes every Friday. That's the third. If it's a third Friday, that's between the 14th and the 17th of the month. I will spend 30 minutes reading the newspaper to illiterate hobos.
It's a noble cause.
Well, nobody's doing that. I saw all the different things that you can do, and there's, children that need families and don't have anybody spending time with them, and there's all kinds of ecological efforts that you can take part in. And I saw that nobody was signed up to read the newspaper to hobos, and I was like, hey, that's something I can do that would make a difference. And so I've been, and it's, they love the fact that I never miss a Friday, and it's every third Friday that falls on if it's between the 14th and the 17th of the month, and it's every Friday, and it's for 30 minutes, and I don't try to, get there 5 minutes late and sneak out 5 minutes early. I get there, and I'm like, I don't even start my watch until I pull up to the building. And I'm like, okay, starting now. Then I go in and use the restroom quickly, and then I go into this reading room and kind of prep the area a little bit, and then I've got my newspapers, and I scan through them a little bit ahead of time before people filter in. And then, the people filter in, and they sit in one area, and I sit in another area, and I read the newspaper to them, and I usually get to read several articles, and then a lot of times they might even ask a question or something like that, which I either do or do not answer, and then I'm usually finished, and I have to get going because I've got a busy day ahead of me too. I've got appearances and different studio obligations that I've got to meet, but I always make time every Friday, the third Friday of the month, if it's between the 14th and the 17th, and I'll read the newspaper to these. In fact, don't we have a little audio of my last time out? Yeah, Dennis, you didn't even know I did this, did you?
No, let's hear it.
Listen to this audio. I just made this tape myself. This is just me reading the newspaper to some people. They're just regular people, just like you and me. I mean, they're hobos, so they're not exactly like you and me, but they're human beings, just like you and me, that happen to be hobos. They love to read the newspaper. A lot of them can't read, and so they like to listen to me read the newspaper. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah. Grotti's nonprofit, The Diaper Drive,
was one of about a dozen such nonprofits in the nation. It was part of a fledgling movement based on the belief that diapers, along with food and shelter, are among the basic needs of infants and toddlers. Since then, nearly every state has created a diaper bank, Grotti said. A national diaper bank network was begun to coordinate and encourage donations. And the first Diaper Need Awareness Week is slated for September 10th through the 17th. It's been exciting to see this go from under the radar to a buzz across the country, said Grotti, a mother of two from Blaine. The Diaper Awareness Week, which was declared naturally by the Diaper Bank Network, will start with the inaugural Diaper Bank Conference in Washington, D.C. 40 diaper bank leaders from across the country will gather to learn the most effective ways to solicit and stretch their donations. We're all learning together, said Grotti. Huggies Diapers is the corporate sponsor of the event. It has been a leading donor of diapers for the network. Grotti's Drive distributed 260,000 diapers, a record number last year, through a network of 35 food shelves and charities. Diapers cost hey man, there's a restroom. Look, there's a restroom right outside. It's right outside. What's wrong with that guy? Diapers cost an average of $18 a week, or $936 a year, Grotti said. About 5.7 million infants and toddlers live in families that may struggle to keep them in clean diapers.